Tatu was brought up by his grandfather in a small village in Limpopo. After losing his parents at a young age, he took an interest in the sick and the hurt, a curiosity that saw him spend his free time at the local clinic. He wanted to help. He hated the idea of anyone ever losing a loved one. Tatu worked hard at school. He was determined to do something with his life. He wanted to be a doctor. When Tatu finished matric, he applied to study medicine at the University of Pretoria. Tatu was fortunate. The Department of Higher Education had provided funding for an expansion at the medical campus, and he used to be part of the first batch of 400 additional students to the normal intake. Excited and enthralled, Tatu began his first day studying medicine and stood in front of the Health Sciences building. He could tell that there had been an expansion to the original building. A dramatic light red structure covered what he could see was the original roof area. He understood. The campus had limited space, and the expansion on top of an existing building would be a logical and innovative solution to the space restrictions. Tatu could see that the contrast between the old building below and the new extension on top was clearly visible and was emphasized by the use of distinguishable materials. He could tell that the new addition respected the existing proportions and rhythms on the facade. Tatu enjoyed the landscape area outside the entrance of the building. Many of his new colleagues had gathered there, sitting on the new seating and planters that created small, intimate clusters. It felt to him like a small public plaza, and he could see the combination of pavers, synthetic landscaping, bollards, lighting and planters were carefully combined to enhance the entrance area. As Tatu moved through into the foyer of the building, it was clear that the concepts and forms had been influenced by a detailed building analysis. Walking up the refurbished staircase, he stopped at the landing of the new addition. He walked inside into a wide passage with a low ceiling. He peered into the distance and could see how the volume gradually opened up, with the ceiling becoming higher and the passage becoming wider. He could see that the light-weight steel structure enhanced this. The lack of columns had allowed airiness and flexibility. As he walked along the passage, he passed new shops where some of his new colleagues were buying coffee and textbooks, a postgraduate centre, and then a feature wall that referenced the context of the Pretoria cityscape. As he walked to the end of the passage, he noticed that the material changed and that the building opened up so that at the end it felt to him more like a wide covered stoep. Coloured fins created small niche areas that formed an interesting rhythm along the view line. Here he noticed some students were writing on their laptops and in their notebooks. Daylight flooded into the space, and Tatu was impressed by the breathtaking views of the neighbourhood from the dramatic, glazed, open corner at the end of the passage. Several other students were gathering in small groups around him, talking and transferring ideas, and he could see that this area was a spill-out space from the adjoining lecture halls. Curious to see more, Tatu stepped into the lecture halls besides the pause area. There were 2 lecture halls, and they had been resolved differently. The one had a flat floor that allowed for more flexibility, and the other was an auditorium with state-of-the-art facilities. His eyes were drawn towards the dramatic lines of the strip lighting, the comfortable seating, and the playful patterns of the acoustic panels. Tatu then went upstairs to the offices of the dean and head of faculties. Upon entering, he was awed by the beautiful space inside. It was modern, stylish, and sophisticated, with lovely carpets and light fittings, and an eye-catching reception desk. Furnished with a welcoming combination of chairs, tables, and lamps, it had beautifully crafted objects and fabrics, and a stunning collection of art. Tatu saw the glazed office cubicles that opened up the space, and noticed that the discretionary vinyl had patterns that referenced medical imagery. Tatu was excited. He knew that he would learn much in this place. This place seemed interesting, a modern place that would inspire him. He felt a strong sense of belonging, knowing that his dreams would become a reality here. He felt proud, and knew that he would be transformed into a different person in the next few years, just as the new building had been transformed from the old. Tatu knew that in this place he could become what he had always dreamt of being, a doctor.